MotoRush version 1.1.5 is officially here, and we have a lot of content to cover, including 4 new bikes amongst many tweaks, additions, upgrades, and reworks that have been added to the game. The first thing you'll notice when booting up the game is that there is no longer a loading screen, so you're free to decide when you want to start playing the game yourself. Next, you may notice that to the left here, we now have this button that hides a majority of the game's UI, which will clean up your screen and allow you to focus more on the brand new first-person dashes, which were also added to a majority of bikes this update. I'll throw up a list of the bikes now on screen. Outside of this list, all new bikes except for the Stretch Turbo Hayabusa also have working dashes as well. I guess it's about time we cover the brand new bikes. Although, it is important to note that the fastest bike in the game is no longer the Superleggera, as its top speed was nerfed from its previous 438 km an hour down to 386. A shocking 52 km an hour nerf, but let's focus on the new bikes and how they fit into the current rankings. To start off, we have the aforementioned Stretched Turbo Suzuki Hayabusa. This is a limited bike and will cost 400 Robux or $8 Australian, identical to all previous limited bikes. It currently tops out at 402 km an hour at a ridiculous rate of acceleration that will soon be nerfed. If that isn't enough for you though, then the second limited bike added this update is what has taken the Superleggera's previous first place top speed. Introducing the Ducati MotoGP, a dream supersport GP bike with immaculate handling, allowing you to lean roughly 10 degrees further than the highest performing superbikes, maxing out at an absolutely insane 418 km an hour. This is our first ever MotoGP bike, being a limited that costs 800 Robux, which is equal to $16 Australian. That's double the price of the new Turbo Hayabusa, but for the handling and top speed this bike allows, it's truly up to you whether this bike is worth the cost. I personally think that if you regularly grind the game, then this is a must-have for making money and hitting #1 spot on the money leaderboard. What definitely is worth the cost is our third new bike, the Suzuki GSX-R 1000R. I'm sure all my little squid viewers are just shaking to get their hands on this. I personally was immediately disappointed that the clothing doesn't automatically switch to a wife beater, pluggers, and board shorts when mounting the piss missile that the Gixxer is. But alas, that aside, the bike is very capable and feels incredibly smooth to ride, with a good weight to it topping out at 334 km an hour in 6th gear. Similar speeds to the ZX-10R, although coming in a little steep on pricing for its speed at $22,700. The price is immediately made up for though in the quality of the model and its gorgeous aesthetics. Shout out to Dutch Dev for taking the time to craft such a detail-oriented model. To wrap up our new bike lineup, we have a very distinct and recognisable beginner class bike, the KTM RC390 sports bike. For a beginner bike, we have a comparable beginner level top speed and price, $7,390, taking you all the way to a comfortable overtaking speed of 207 km an hour. Nothing to scoff at, but definitely not a powerhouse of bike by any means, with both the Ninja 300 and the recently added Yamaha R6 pulling higher speeds for similar price points, although they are of course much less unique. Thinking of getting something faster and pricier than that? Well, you better cover your head with one of the new helmets that have also been added. That's right, we've got another lot of 5 limited motocross helmets for 100 Robux per spin, aka $2 Australian, with 0 chance of spinning a duplicate, followed by 2 new sets of helmets available for a gem cost of either 1000 gems for the forged carbon, or 600 gems for the standard carbon. Alternatively, if you don't have the gems to out and gamble, then you can drop $4,500 to open a crate with the same helmets but gloss plastic exterior rather than carbon. If you're cultured enough to go beyond a helmet, unlike our previously mentioned Gixxer squids, then you may also be interested to hear that in the helmet shop there is also now a MotoRush branded riding gear section on display, which you can purchase on the MotoRush Inc. group page for 5 Robux per piece or 10 Robux per full outfit, which is incredibly cheap and will keep you looking stylish when you hit a new top speed record past the brand new speed cameras which were also added this update. There are currently 2 located just outside of spawn if you take the right side exit, and outside the universally dreaded tunnel, which has also had its slopes adjusted to allow a smoother acceleration for most bikes on the inclines while exiting. To sit in with these speed cameras are top speed leaderboards for each of these 2 cameras individually, along with another 2 new leaderboards in spawn to track the players who have spent the most Robux and the players with the most distance travelled. The only changes to mention outside of these are small additions to some bikes' customizations and minor changes to the map and a few bikes. If you're interested in reading through the full changelog and getting all the details, then make sure to join the MotoRush Discord server in the description and check it out there. Maybe drop a suggestion and even say hello whilst you're at it. Who knows, maybe myself or one of the devs will just say hi back. Until next time, stay safe and enjoy.
Even if they think it's wrong, tell them move along. I can't be convinced that any of this is even real. So how am I meant to decide what I want? I crave drugs, I wake up in the night.